Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, Queen Amina welcomed two precious babies into the world, Cheetah and Ada. But this wasn't a fairy tale kingdom. Here, people believed something strange, that twins brought bad luck. In fact, some were so afraid they thought twins were cursed. In this kingdom, twins weren't celebrated, they were killed. Queen Amina loved her babies more than anything, but she knew they weren't safe. So with a heavy heart, she called for her most trusted maid, Nkechi. In a quiet corner of the royal chambers, the queen whispered urgently, "Take them, Nkechi. Take them far away, where no one will know who they are. Keep them safe." Nkechi's eyes filled with tears as she took the tiny babies from the queen's arms. She knew what she had to do, protect these innocent lives at all costs. And so, under the cover of night, Nkechi embarked on a dangerous journey, carrying the twins to safety. With heavy steps and a weighty burden in her arms, Nkechi set out on a journey into the unknown. As Nkechi journeyed with the twins, Cheetah and Ada, she faced many challenges. They had to cross vast rivers and brave fierce storms, but Nkechi was determined to keep them safe, no matter what. One day, after traveling through forests and over hills, Nkechi and the twins reached a village hidden by tall trees. In this village lived Okeke, a man with a big heart who was known for healing people with herbs and medicines. When Nkechi met Okeke, she said, "We've come a long way, and I've heard you're a kind man who can heal. The twins need protection, and we need a safe place." Okeke looked at them with kindness and replied, "You're welcome here. I'll do everything I can to help you and the twins. My home is now your home." Nkechi felt a huge weight lift off her shoulders. She was so grateful to find Okeke and a safe place for the twins. As days turned into weeks, Nkechi and Okeke started working together. They used Okeke's knowledge of herbs to help the villagers who were sick. One evening, after a long day of helping others, Okeke said to Nkechi, "I've come to care for you and the twins very much. You've brought light into my life." Nkechi smiled and replied, "And you've given us hope and a home. I never thought we'd find someone as kind and caring as you." Their friendship grew stronger, and soon they realized they had fallen in love. They decided to get married in the most beautiful way, under the stars, surrounded by the beauty of nature. The whole village came to celebrate their love and the new family they had become. It was a magical night, filled with joy and the promise of a new beginning. Together, Nkechi and Okeke raised Cheetah and Ada as their own. They taught them about healing and the importance of helping others. And even though Cheetah and Ada didn't know their true parents, they felt loved and happy with Nkechi and Okeke. As Cheetah and Ada grew up, they learned the art of healing from Nkechi and Okeke. Their days were filled with gathering herbs, preparing medicines, and aiding villagers who were sick or injured. Cheetah had a special talent for picking out just the right herbs for various illnesses because he paid close attention and had learned a lot about plants. Ada, on the other hand, had a comforting voice that made people feel better just by talking to them. Together, they made a great team, earning the respect and admiration of the entire village. One day, a man from a neighboring village arrived, carried by his friends. He had been bitten by a rare venomous snake, and no healer had been able to cure him. Many thought it was impossible to heal such a bite. Okeke and Nkechi had seen similar cases before, but none had been this severe. Cheetah and Ada worked together, using a special mix of herbs and a rare healing chant they had learned from their studies. It was a tense few hours as the village waited. When the man finally woke up completely healed, the village was astonished. No one had ever seen such a miraculous recovery. From that day forward, Cheetah and Ada were not just respected, they were revered. People said that even Okeke and Nkechi, who had taught them everything they knew, were amazed by how much they had surpassed them. Cheetah and Ada had become legends, healers beyond compare, with a gift that some said was divine. One sunny morning, a stranger came to the village with a request for help. This person was a messenger from a faraway kingdom, looking for the best healers for a king who was very sick. When Nkechi saw the messenger, her heart jumped. She noticed the special staff he carried, a sign of the king. a feeling of worry washed over her because she realized the sick king was actually the father of Cheta and Ada. Ankichi called Cheta and Ada to sit with her. She took a deep breath and told them a big secret about where they came from. She explained that their real mom and dad were the king and queen of a distant place, and that they were actually born there. Hearing this made Cheta and Ada feel surprised, but also brave. They felt it was their duty to help, even though it might be dangerous. Driven by a sense of duty to their father and a longing to uncover the truth about their past, Cheta and Ada resolved to help the sick king, even though they hadn't seen their birth parents since they were babies. With unwavering determination, they set out on the journey to the distant kingdom, their minds filled with questions and their hearts heavy with anticipation. After many days of travel, they finally reached the kingdom where the king lay ill. The palace was grand and imposing, but the atmosphere was somber with everyone worried about the king's health. Cheta and Ada wasted no time. They went to the king's bedside and began their work, using their knowledge of healing to try and save him. They worked day and night, never giving up hope even when it seemed like the king's condition was getting worse. And then, one miraculous day, the king opened his eyes, his color returned, and he spoke with strength in his voice. The kingdom erupted into cheers and celebrations, grateful for the healing powers of Cheta and Ada. After successfully healing the king, Cheta and Ada realized it was time to reveal their true identities. They had kept their origins a secret, but now they felt it was necessary to share the truth with their parents. Approaching the king and queen's chambers, Cheta and Ada found Queen Amina standing by the king's bedside. With a mixture of nervousness and determination, Cheta and Ada stepped forward. "Mother," Ada's voice quivered with emotion as she addressed the queen. "We are your children. We are the twins you sent away many years ago." Queen Amina's eyes widened in disbelief, tears welling up as she gazed at the twins before her. The realization of who they were dawned upon her, and she gasped, her hand flying to her mouth in shock. The king, hearing Ada's words, turned his gaze towards them, confusion evident in his eyes. "What is the meaning of this?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Cheta and Ada took a deep breath, their hearts pounding with anticipation. With trembling voices, they recounted their journey, from the moment Nkechi took them away to their upbringing under Okiki's care. "I never knew of your existence," the king confessed, his voice heavy with remorse. "Your mother hid the truth from me, fearing for your safety." Queen Amina, overcome with emotion, approached her children, tears streaming down her face. "Forgive me," she whispered, embracing them tightly. "I only wanted to protect you." As the truth unfolded, a sense of understanding and forgiveness filled the room. The king and queen embraced Cheta and Ada, their family reunited at last. The king was overjoyed to have his children back, and he wanted to share his happiness with everyone. He gathered his kingdom and declared, "From now on, we will celebrate twins. They are special gifts, and we will always love and protect them." His words filled everyone with hope and joy. It felt like a new beginning where twins would no longer be scared or mistreated. Instead, they would be cherished and accepted by all. Cheta and Ada's journey didn't just bring them back to their parents. It changed the entire kingdom. Twins wouldn't have to worry about being treated poorly anymore, because now they would be welcomed with love and happiness. It was like a fresh start for everyone. As our story concludes, let's remember it's not just about Cheta and Ada. It's also a tribute to all twins and their families who faced similar challenges. Efforts to stop killing twins began in Nigeria in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, and thankfully it is now eradicated. This story reminds us of the progress made and the ongoing need to stand against harmful practices and promote acceptance.